Hello, YouTube! Welcome back to Vergara's Adventure. Today, we're diving into the fascinating story of a bird that once roamed the earth but is no longer with us, the dodo bird. Before we get started, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell to stay updated on all our content. Now, let's talk about the dodo bird. The Dodo Rhapis cuculatus was an extinct and flightless bird that lived on the island of Mauritius, an island off the coast of Madagascar in the Indian Ocean. It was a unique and quirky-looking creature, standing about 3 feet tall and weighing around 50 pounds. Dodos, distant relatives of pigeons and other doves, are often referenced as an example of human-caused extinction. Larger than turkeys, dodos weighed about 23 kilograms, about 50 pounds, and had blue-gray plumage and a large head. Males were slightly larger than females. Compared with modern wild turkeys and swans, dodos were shorter but heavier. The discovery of the dodo. The dodo bird was first discovered by Dutch sailors in the late 16th century during the Age of Exploration. These sailors were the first Europeans to set foot on the island of Mauritius. And what they found was a paradise for wildlife, including the curious and fearless dodo. Mauritius and its neighboring islands harbored no permanent human population. Before the Dutch East India Company established a settlement there in the 1600s. According to the Stanford University Department of Anthropology. By then, previous visitors to the island had already introduced so many predators that dodos no longer roamed the beaches and mountains. Later, deforestation removed much of the dodo's woodland habitat, researchers reported in 2009 in the journal Oryx. For millions of years before human explorers set foot on Mauritius, the island had no large, land-based predators. Wildlife on Mauritius evolved to fill various ecological niches. But these isolated species were slow to respond to newly arrived threats from across the ocean, National Geographic reported. For example, dodos were said to have no fear of humans who landed on their island beaches. So the birds were easily caught and killed by hungry Dutch sailors. Why did the dodo go extinct? Sadly, the dodo bird story took a tragic turn. Within a century of its discovery, the dodo went extinct. But why? There were a combination of factors that led to its demise. Dodos were driven to extinction long before photography could capture their likeness, and no taxidermied specimens of the birds survive. Flightless, slow to reproduce, and confined to a single island, dodos were vulnerable to the arrival of humans and rats, as well as the introduction of domesticated animals in the late 1500s. About a century later, all that remained of the dodo were a few paintings and written descriptions, along with a small collection of bones. Subsequent sailors quickly decimated the dodo population as an easy source of fresh meat for their voyages. The later introduction of monkeys, pigs, and rats to the island proved catastrophic to the languishing birds as the mammals feasted on their vulnerable eggs. Tragically for the dodos, each devoured egg represented a female dodo's only chance for reproduction that year. But for the new arrivals on the island, those nutritious, easy meals were conveniently located within easy reach on the forest floor. If any of the precious eggs survived and hatched, the introduced animals likely outcompeted juvenile and adult dodos for a limited food supply. The last dodo was killed in 1681. Lessons learned from the dodo's extinction. The extinction of the dodo bird serves as a stark reminder of the impact humans can have on the environment and other species. It's crucial that we learn from the mistakes of the past to protect the biodiversity of our planet. Could we bring back the dodo? It's unlikely that we'll see a dodo walking the earth again anytime soon. There are a number of reasons why dodos would be complicated to resurrect. They're not good candidates for cloning because there are very few sources of dodo DNA. Bird reproduction is really complicated, and there isn't necessarily a habitat for them to go back to. And that wraps up our journey into the world of the dodo bird. If you found this video interesting, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share it with your fellow nature enthusiasts. What other extinct animals would you like us to cover in future videos? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for tuning into Vergara's Adventure. Until next time, stay curious, stay informed, and take care.